I am so glad that today is a dreary, rainy, horrible day because what I'm about to tell you guys is not great. It's actually pretty damn terrible. Hello, beautiful bookworms! My name is Katarina, and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be doing a book review for a horror book. And I decided that it was going to be fun on the spooky season and everything to see me test my tastes on authors that are supposedly very known and whatever. But because I didn't have time to read a lot of books, I just decided to test my knowledge and my likabilities with one of the authors that I'm hearing the most of that are not recent. And that is Richard Laymon. So, if you guys know horror and follow horror channels, there's always a person that comes and talks about Richard Laymon. And I have been, from what I gathered, thinking that Richard Laymon is kind of the beginning of extreme horror, but without as many awful descriptions. You guys know that I've been reading some extreme horror. You know that I have some problems with some of the thematics, even though I like some of the books that I read and I don't like others. But I really wanted to try Richard Laymon, see if this softer side of extreme horror was for me. And so I read a book that apparently is his first published novel, which, don't take it from me, I've taken this from another review of another person, so I don't know if I'm entirely corrected. But that would solve a lot of things. And I read it, and I'm going to rant about it, which is not something that I really like to do because I know the work that it has to be put into a book, the process of having the idea, writing the idea, and writing is not an easy work. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm shaming Richard Laymon. I just really hated this book, and I think that as a reviewer, I should talk about the points that I didn't like. Also, a disclaimer, this is going to have spoilers because I don't really recommend the book, so honestly, why shouldn't I? So if you're eerie about spoilers, don't watch this, I guess. So the book that I've read is The Cellar by Richard Laymon. And first of all, this book has no fucking anything to do with a cellar. So you are sold in the back of the book that there is this beast house where people in the morning and the afternoon they can be there, but at night there's this beast that murders people. And it says in the back that there is something even darker and even more dangerous in the cellar. But do you know how many pages we hear about the cellar? Pretty much 5. Yeah, I know, and there's nothing fucking there. So this story, we follow 5 characters. Our main characters are Donna. She's a mother. She has this 12-year-old child, I believe. I've forgotten the name of that child because she's fucking annoying. And she, one day, the police calls her and says, your husband just got out of prison. And she's like, fuck, my husband is going to kill us. You don't know why, but you very rapidly understand that he was an abusive, violent person. And not only did he abuse and violated and did really bad things to his wife, his kink and what he was arrested for is because he sexually assaulted his 12-year-old daughter. Yes. And you hear about this inferred. The daughter mentions that when she's with her clothes down and she's catching some cold, she remembers like this bathroom where she was with her dad. So it's very traumatizing for this child, and this child acts traumatized as fuck. And so this mother is like, this man is getting out of jail, he's going to try and murder us, so we're going to flee the country. Rightfully so, go on. So they go on, and then they have car troubles in one of the estates they pass to. And the car just fucking gets inside of a dig site or something. I don't know. You know, she can't see because of the fog and she fucks up her car. And the place where the car has the accident is near this beast house, which is supposed to be haunted, and it has tours about the killings that occurred there. And so they stay on a motel right there. And in that motel, they get to know 2 more people, 2 men, one of them is the survivor of this house, and the other one is called Judgment, and he's the one that was hired to find and kill the beast. And obviously they are really cool. They get together, and the other POV that you have is the husband, which I didn't need to have. Thank you very much. So these people meet, and it's kind of like, first of all, the characters have terrible dialogue, really terrible dialogue. And I know this was written in 1980, so it obviously has things like the R word and something on it, but there's no excuse for the dialogue to be so shitty. Second of all, there are parts of this book that just fucking annoy me. First of all, you're always talking about sexual abuse. All the fucking time. It's like a fucking trigger warning, and if you hate it, this. First of all, it's inferred that the dad, sexually abused this child, but then you actually see, because you're seeing from his POV, him murdering like his neighbors and sexually abusing their child. And then he brings the child with him in search for his wife and daughter. And he continuously sexually abuses this child that is described as being like a puppet because she's so fucking traumatized by everything that happened. And the author appears to find it funny to a couple of pages, like re-traumatize this child and make us watch, because it's something when it's inferred, which is already awful. But why do you have to, detail this so fucking much? Like, I was already, like, my threshold is this, and I was already, like, fuming because I didn't need this. Then another thing that I hated was Donna, the mother. So she takes makes one good decision, which is leaving the state with her daughter and going somewhere fucking else. But then she completely acts like a teenager. Her daughter tells her, like, Mom, we can't stay here, we have to get the fuck off. Mom, we have to remain hidden. Mom, we have to, Dad is coming to kill us. And she is like, but we are really far away right now, and she just decides, she's fleeing a torturer, a rapist, and an abuser, and she decides, I'm going to call my sister and let her know where I am. Because of course he's not gonna go there and torture her to know where the fuck I am, right? Wrong, Donna, wrong. And her daughter is like, Mom, don't tell Aunt where we're going, because Dad is gonna know. And she's like, no, he's not gonna know. And guess what? He did. He understood where they were because he tortured her aunt, the mom's sister, to know where they were. Like, obviously. Like, she would probably have been tortured in the same way, because this author really wants you to know that she was tortured, and killed. But at least you wouldn't give the location. So obviously, all of them are going to converge at Beast House. Another stupid shit, and this one, I knew that the book had ended for me right here, but I kept on going because I thought it was going to get better. It didn't. So Donna has a 12-year-old daughter, which has been sexually abused. And she sees this girl, and she's from the family of the motel people, and they hired someone to, tow Donna's car and fix the car. And the girl is coming up to Donna, and she says, well, the car is going to be ready in this amount of time. And Donna, a woman with a 12-year-old child, she, in her mind, is looking at this 12-year-old child again, and she's noticing that she doesn't have a bra, and she starts to tell us how big and I can't even describe in words this shit. She starts to tell us how big and beautiful and whatever and luscious the breasts of this 12-year-old girl are. And I'm like, no woman with a 12-year-old child would think that a 12-year-old child is sexually attractive. Why is she describing this child as if she's a man? Why? And then she thinks to herself, drum roll please, why do these parents allow this child to dress like this? If it was my daughter, I wouldn't allow her, because this young girl is asking to be raped. Yes, you heard me correctly. She had a daughter that was sexually assaulted, and she believes that other children are asking to be raped just because they are dressed in a certain way. amazing. Donna is really a great character, isn't it? She's not only dumb and stupid, she also thinks like a rapist for some reason whatsoever. Then another really stupid thing is she and her daughter, and then both of the men go to this tour on the Beast House. And when they're in the line to buy their tickets, a woman appears and she has just lost her child and her husband to the beast in the house. And she appears in a robe and she starts screaming to everyone like, you are vultures, you just want to see how other people died, and so on and so forth, which she's right, you know. And then, I shit you not, the guy from the ticket line stops selling tickets, he gets up, he takes the belt out of his pants, and he just moves on that woman being like, you wanna be kicked off with my belt and whatever. And I'm like, what? And then this grieving mother takes off her robe and she's completely naked, and she shows like the booze to this man, and she's like, hey, give me on the booze because you're a monster. And I'm like, excuse the fuck out of me? Why? To make Judge, one of the male main characters, appear as a decent man when he stops the man from hitting her and puts his jacket on her, and he's like, go in peace. Yeah, you know, this shit happened in this book. Then you progressively get to know the story of the Beast through diaries and through things that happen, and apparently the Beast also rapes all of the people that I'm laughing at. It is not funny. All of the people that it kills, it rapes. Men, women, whatever. And I was like, excuse me? And then there's this woman, the owner of the house, that fell in love with the Beast. And why did she fall in love with the Beast? Because apparently the Beast has the biggest fucking penis you've ever seen, and on the top of the penis, like the little top, it has a mouth. So it's incredible, you know, it is a penis with a mouth. And that's what makes you fall in love with a beast, you know. And I couldn't at this point. I couldn't anymore. I was like, what? I cannot suspend my disbelief so much that that woman will be happy to be raped and wanted to keep a sexual relationship with this beast just because the beast has a big penis with a mouth. Somebody please, you know, somebody please. And then the ending of this story is stupid as fuck. So the dad gets there, he rapes another child, which coincidentally is the child that Donna said was going to be raped if she didn't change her clothes. And he keeps both of those children with him. He tries to jump on Donna and his daughter, but Judgment is there to save the day, and the other man as well. So they kidnap him and they bring him to the house and they let the beast kill him. And then when they try to kill the beast, all of them die, except for Donna and the little girl. And what happens to them, you might ask? Did they run away? Did they start a new life? Did they live through their trauma? No, they didn't. They were kidnapped by a family of hillbillies, which apparently belonged to the woman that is the owner of the house, and they rape them in turn. And apparently Donna is now pregnant with one of their children, and her child, this 12-year-old little girl that was so fucking traumatized that she was afraid of everything that moved because she thought it was her dad, that she couldn't see sex. She was very disturbed by everything. Now she loves sex and she wishes she could have the child of one of these hillbilly rapist people. I mean, come on. Excuse me a moment. Yeah, that happened. Thank God this was a secondhand printed copy of this shit. I am going to leave this somewhere for someone that wants to read, to find, and to take home, because this is not for me, and apparently this is the first in the Beast trilogy, which more rape, no thank you very much. However, since this is supposedly the first book that Richard Laymon ever wrote, I will consider one day give one more chance to another book that is not solely focused on stupid plot points, a lot of plot holes, and, you know, just no motivation for the characters and bad dialogue. I will maybe try a more known one of his, but I this I don't recommend this. I'm so very sorry. If any of the points that I talked about in here make you feel comfortable with reading this, please do. I don't want to. I don't want to even think about this. And to think that I'm going to talk about this again when I do my wrap up, wow. Wow. I could have spent my time reading something creepier and cooler. And I decided to read this. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this review. I'm so sorry that I made a spoiler review, but you know, I had to rant about all of this. If you like this review, leave a like or subscribe and tell me down below about the worst book that you've ever read, if you want to. And if you've read this book and you like it, please let me know why, because maybe there's something that I missed, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. But you know, I want to know. So that's going to be all for today, and happy readings to you all. Bye!